What's going on, guys? KRS here, back with another video. As first video was really exciting, and you guys had a great response over the first, so it is second video about the comparison of OnePlus 10 Pro versus Vivo iQOO 9 Pro or iQOO 9 Pro. So without any further ado, let's get started. You guys hasn't told me which video to make the next, so I am comparing with the latest one. Has been launched, but in some region there are chances it might not launch the phone OnePlus 10 Pro, as the rumor suggests. The 10 Pro versus iQOO 9. This will be the best comparison because certain things are similar and both are the flagship one. Talking about the bands over here, the bands are similar in both the phones. 10 to 11 band support in both the side by side, so there is no comparison in the bands of the 5G. Both has the similar power. Talking about the display, OnePlus is going with that fluid AMOLED display, but this time it is using LTPO2 display, which is as similar as the iQOO 9 Pro. Talking about the refresh rate are similar, both the side 120Hz HDR10 plus support, but over here OnePlus has only 1300 nits of peak brightness, while iQOO can go up to 1500 nits. So iQOO over here is better inside of display. Talking about the sizes are also great in the iQOO. You will get 6.78 inches, while in OnePlus it is 6.7. So iQOO is slightly larger as compared to the OnePlus. Also, one important thing to remind you that you will not get the IP rating in iQOO 9 Pro, while OnePlus 10 Pro has the IP rating of IP68, which is the very great in terms of the water resistance and all things. While in iQOO you will get only the normal IP rating, not an which is the slash proof thing and dust proof. Talking about the operating systems and the performance, you will get Android 12 out of the box in both the phones, but in OnePlus it is coming with the same operating system, which is Oxygen OS 12.1, and over there in iQOO you will get the Fun Touch, which is the 12. Talking about the processor over here, both has the same processor and the flagship thing, which is the 8 Gen 1 Adreno 730, as you know. Talking about the battery, in terms of battery, I can give the 1.2 OnePlus, because you will get the 5000 mAh battery with the 80 watt of fast charger for the international one, and if you are living in the North America, then you will get the 65 watt over here. The fast wireless charging is also available, which is of 50 watt, and they have also mentioned about the reverse wireless charging over here, but hasn't tell us that how much capacity it is about. I think maybe it will be the 10 watt, but in iQOO you will get the 4700 mAh of battery with the 120 watt of fast charging, which is the great in terms of 80 and 65, and the fast charging you will get about the wireless is 50 watt, and the reverse is of 10 watt over here, which is the great in terms of all the thing. But comparing to the side by side in terms of battery, you will get to the OnePlus, while the fast charging is with the iQOO 120 watt 80 watt is the far ahead difference. Talking about the storage, all has the support of the same storage, but in OnePlus you will get the one extra variant, which is the 8 plus 256, while iQOO does not has this one. Latest is starting from the 8 plus 128 of the base and goes up to 12 plus 512, which is the great. Support has the UFS 3.1, which is the best in both the side by side. In terms of primary camera, both has the great primary cameras, and OnePlus has one advantage is because it got Hasselblad blending, while iQOO doesn't have this thing. But in OnePlus you will get the 48 megapixel of camera with 1.8 aperture of the OIS thing, but I think in spite of having the Hasselblad, the iQOO has the advantage in primary camera also, because it comes with the 50 megapixel, which is the latest one sensor as compared to the 48 and 1.8 aperture, and also has the gimbal stabilization with OIS, It has the Hasselblad bending by OnePlus, but does not have the gimbal image stabilization, which is a great thing about the iQOO has. So iQOO in primary camera things wins over here because gimbal is the best in the focus thing as compared to 48 with OIS. In telephoto thing, OnePlus is coming with the 8 megapixel with 2.4 aperture as the OIS, but iQOO is doubling the thing, which is the 16 megapixel with 2.2 aperture also has the OIS. So in terms of telephoto also it has the advantage by iQOO. Talking about the ultra wide thing, both has the power of the 50 megapixel, but in OnePlus you will get 2.2 while in iQOO you will get 2.3. So camera terms wise, I think iQOO has the slide of advantage, but OnePlus has also advantage because the branding of Hasselblad will do all the certain things in color things and the stabilization of the image quality and all certain stuff. So I cannot give the thing to iQOO, but it has the upper hand. In video recording, you will get 8K at 24 FPS in OnePlus, while in iQOO you will get 8K at 30 FPS. The more FPS is in iQOO. Talking about the front camera over here, you will get the 32 megapixel in OnePlus with 2.2 aperture, and in iQOO, you will get the 16 megapixel with 2.5 aperture. The video recording over here is 1080p at 30 fps in both the side. So in selfie camera, OnePlus has the slightly of advantage. Better detailed photo will come in the 32 as compared to the 16. Talking about the security features, you will get the same fingerprint scanner as all the company does in OnePlus. But in iQOO, you will get the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which is very great and very futuristic as compared to the normal fingerprint scanner. You get the Type C 3.1 in OnePlus, while in iQOO you will get the 2.0. So over here, iQOO is slightly down as compared to the OnePlus. Talking about the pricing, the base variant of iQOO is starting from the 65,000, while OnePlus is 2,000 ahead, which is the 67,000. So slightly increment in OnePlus, but iQOO is great in terms of price. So there is always a question: which phone should you buy? Both has the great things and both are the flagships in terms of their specs. But if you are having the camera centric things, especially of the red camera, then you should finally go to iQOO. If you are implementing to switch your phone, then iQOO 9 Pro will be great. In the terms of the user interface and OS thing, OnePlus has the better in all the Android sector, not comparable to the stock Android. But in certain features, OnePlus are great, has the Oxygen OS. Many people like, and if you are a OnePlus user and has the thing that cameras would be the first advantage, then I recommend to go with the iQOO 9 Pro because the great camera are over that. OnePlus had the great camera, but it is up to you. User interface thing, so you prefer OnePlus first because the OS and the all certain things are iQOO not in the great in terms of many people don't like it, but they are still implementing the great things. So if you are switching from the iQOO 7th Legend, then finally go to the 9 Pro. And OnePlus users, if it has the taste and all the certain things of Oxygen thing, you slightly and recognizably to go to the 10 Pro. It is up to you. Tell me in the comments which phone do you want to go with the next. That's the comparison thing of all the things. And hopefully you like this video. Subscribe to our channel, press bell notifications to do all to never miss any update. This was the comparison of both the best phone and the flagship one.